This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, it feels so good, isn't it? Like, it's on the flugelhorn. Don't ask me how I know that, but I do know that because I am a geek.
Called to order the meeting of the Tilton Planning Board for Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. And the first order of business is the nomination of officers. So the floor is now open for nominations for chair.
I nominate Eric Pyra for chair.
Is there a second?
I nominate John Scanlon.
I
He can't,
can't.
he's a
Oh.
selectman.
I'll name and nominate Jane Alden.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
There's a nomination and a second. Are there any other nominations? All in favor?
I move on.
Didn't get a second. Huh? Oh, you don't need a second?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, all in favor of Eric Pyra, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
I guess we'll have a show of hands.
Okay.
Eric Pyra?
Can I vote for myself?
Yeah, you can.
1, 2, 3. Jane Alden?
Oh,
Tie for chair.
Hmm?
So we've got a tie for chair.
Oh, we get to have a duel.
Yeah.
well, I'd look out for Jane if I were you.
So typically in a tie, you do something of chance, which would be flipping a coin, drawing of a straw, or similar rolling of dice. It's a standard thing
I guess if everybody
Elections.
agrees.
for elections. It's a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody you got a
And-
coin to flip?
A quarter.
Pass it to
He's-
John.
Doesn't matter who. Oops, yeah, here, you can flip it. And
Well,
where
they
it
have to call,
lands,
somebody has to
somebody
call.
you want to call?
Jane?
Heads.
Heads it is.
Heads.
Jane's chair.
All right.
So-
That was
I'll nominate Eric as vice chair.
Nominate who?
Second.
Eric.
Eric?
Yeah.
We don't need a second, so.
Any other nominations for vice chair? All in favor of Eric, please signify by raising your hand.
Oh,
Aye. Oh,
All opposed? Okay. Clerk, do we have to have a clerk? We've never,
We have a clerk.
aren't you? I'm not sure we've never had a clerk before.
yeah, I think they signed the plans, right?
No, we don't do it that way. I'll cross it out. The zoning board has a clerk. but-
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
Who signs the plans then? Oh, just the chair.
The chair.
Yeah.
All right,
Sorry.
the next order of business, and I think before we do the minutes, I'll introduce the new members. We have Nate Cagione, and we have Eric Pyra, who's a re-member. Okay, so welcome to both of you.
Yeah.
Whatever
Thank you.
a re-member is. You want to be a re-member?
Quite sure. I like the sound of that.
So the next order of business are the minutes.
I have one thing under appointment of members. We have one more application that we received for a planning board member, but I'm just going to vet it through the board for full disclosure. So we did receive a application. We have one more seat on the planning board. We're a 7-member board. So we received an application from James Cropsey to be on the board. However, RSA does not allow 2 members of the Conservation Commission to be on the planning board. So I'm just presenting it to the planning board. John is the other Conservation Commission member, and so the board can do what they want. I mean, the
Just
RSA says you can't have 2
and
members.
point of order on that, they applied to the Board of Selectmen for it, so we can make a recommendation and point out the RSA, but they make the actual choice, so. But he's not
No,
eligible.
right. I'm not looking for you to make an appointment. I'm looking to move it forward to the next step or not, because the RSA doesn't allow it. So I just didn't want to not let you know that there was an application, and I didn't know if maybe John didn't want to do planning and relinquished. I mean, that's not even suggesting that, I'm just saying. So, we did receive that. And I didn't know if you were aware of that RSA, so if anyone wants to see it, I have a copy of it.
So there's only one person allowed? Because I thought when we did budget.
Conservation Commission, Conservation Commission. So I can read it, but you want me to read it?
Yeah,
It's
so
conservation is the exception.
So I'm
Oh.
I'm the ex officio for the selectmen, so
It's still,
yeah.
We
So
asked
what
the
happens
attorney.
is I
Yeah.
I get appointed by the Board of Selectmen to
Right.
represent them here, so it would be somebody, I already got accepted it through the Board of Selectmen.
Right.
So it's-
No. I
yeah.
understand. I'm not asking you not to be on the planning board. I'm just, yeah. So, and John is also on conservation. So it says no, you can't have two members on conservation on the planning board. No more than one member on the planning board on conservation. It's just for, I guess, to keep things so there's no conflict of, just so again. So I guess you should know if anyone says anything or he asks. I mean, he'll be told. I assume you don't want to make any comments or ruling or.
Well, if it's an RSA, there's anything we can do.
Right.
Right. I was brought to me to bring to you, so I brought it to you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. That's all I have under membership.
And Jane, before you go on to the minutes, what's going on with Fred? Have we heard from him?
Fred resigned, number one.
Oh, he did. Oh.
And also his term was up.
His term was up. Number
Okay.
3, he's moved to Northfield.
Okay,
Okay.
but he's still okay. That's what I was
Yeah,
checking,
okay.
because we haven't
Cross-
heard from him,
cross the
so I
river.
was worried.
So he's out on 3 levels, right?
Okay, as long as he's okay.
Just one more person, one more.
So if you know of anybody, please suggest
Okay.
that they come and fill out a form so they can go to the selectmen.
Could-
Anything else,
Oh.
Leanne?
Maybe our ex officio can make an announcement tomorrow at their next selectmen's meeting on Thursday. I think it's on Thursday.
Next Thursday.
That we
for
need
this,
people,
yeah.
yeah.
That we
Yeah.
need one more. Is that what
Yep.
you mean? And we also have alternates. So it'd be nice to have alternates
It
so
would.
that when,
How many alternates are we allowed?
I think we have,
I thought 2.
I think we have more than 2. I think there's more than 2 on here. There's 2 on zoning.
Since I've been on the planning board, we've only had 2 at any given time.
Yeah. If we got 2, that would be good. And a full board.
That many?
Mhm.
That's the most
In the
controversy.
beginning,
Mhm.
Bob Haberman and
Oh, yeah.
Simon that lived up on the plan on that. One was a member and one was an alternate.
Oh,
A
yeah, I
long
can't think
time
of that.
ago.
Yeah, I can't think of that.
Okay, all right. Next order of business are the minutes of February 14th, 2023. Has everybody had an opportunity to review them?
Mhm.
Any changes or comments? Can I make a motion to accept the minutes as written? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
And 2?
Abstain.
And 3 abstain. Okay.
Abstain.
All right. Is there any other business to be brought to the planning board this evening?
Yeah.
Just one comment. In the past, we've had only 5 members, so our quorum was 3. So now our quorum will be 4. So it's imperative everybody that can attend.
Okay.
We had quite a few meetings, I think, with just 3 of us, so.
All right.
Anything coming up, of the,
The only thing that there's a couple things out there. One is the Shell station, which has already been to the zoning board twice, and that's a rebuild of the Shell station by the Tilton Diner. There's a piece of property across from Valvoline that they're now just cutting. They have an intent to cut. Is owned by Mr. Bernard. He does not have any plan yet of what he wants to do there yet, so that won't come to us till then. He did go to zoning as well for the special permit for excavation. So those two are out there. The only other ones that will not be coming to you that change is there's Smitty's
Yeah, the axe throwing and
is going to be expanding into G's. Is it called
Mr.
G's,
G's.
John?
Mr. G's.
yeah.
And they're going to have a bar and kind of indoor entertainment with axe throwing. They went to zoning because they needed a special exception to do indoor recreation in that zone, but they really aren't going to be coming to the planning board because there's no exterior change and it's a plaza. There's plenty of parking, but that is happening. U-Haul does not have their building permit yet, although they're doing quite a bit of excavation and clearing and prepping and putting their septic in. They got their septic approval. So that's U-Haul. The Preserve has their building permit, so they will be, and they have started their foundation. So they just got their building permit. We had our pre-construction meeting, and our engineers with Keach Nordstrom are down doing inspections as well. So they're moving ahead. But as far as in front of this board, we haven't had anything this year yet, but I think there are a few things coming. But
What about the dialysis building? That's almost complete, I know.
yeah, they still got a little ways to go. They were pretty slow. It's an
Probably had a
out-of-state
lot of
company.
rock.
Very fast in the beginning, and then all of a sudden they slowed down.
Well,
Probably
their
hit the ledge
construction, yeah, their construction was a little different. They did it in two phases. They actually had one contract or contractor doing the shell, and then they had a separate set of plans for the interior fit up, which is never really seen that done that way. So they had two parts. So they did the shell and the excavation, and now they are on the second part, which is a separate contractor doing the interior. We're calling it interior fit up, but I mean, it's a construction of the interior walls. So, yeah, I mean, they're moving along. They're doing better within better weather. Trying to
Heard
think
anything
of
about the company that owns the billboards wanting to switch them over to an electronic yet? Or
They haven't come back.
haven't come back?
And I think they didn't get a very enthusiastic, I'll say, reception from the selectmen, I think, on the other billboard. So they may have decided not to pursue it. I haven't talked to them. They haven't come back since they talked to us initially and
Been about a
talked
year,
to the
hasn't
board.
it?
Yeah, it was a while ago. I think it was might have been more than that.
Yeah.
I think they really might have wanted more to get that billboard on town property more than converting those, but I don't know, or the owner doesn't want to go forward. Anything else anyone has a question on that they've seen, but I think that's all I can think.
Roman Joe's, did you contact them about their moving sign?
Yeah, we have no ordinance about that. The only ordinance we have for animated signs is in the downtown area. So there's actually no language in that zone for that. So we can look at that. Because there's a number of moving signs. New Car has moving signs, but they're also in the commercial area. The only place there's no moving signs is, it talks about it in the downtown area. In the
Downtown.
ordinance. And we can look at that in the amendments if that's something that you would want to change.
No, I just thought there was one because there was so much ruckus about Walgreens. Remember that?
Oh, their sign changes too and moves, I think. I think most of the animated signs all have some movement or change. Mostly New Car. But anyway, I can take another look at it, but I did look at that after you said that.
I know I wasn't on the planning board with Walgreens, and I don't think anybody here was either. But I know that there was something where it could only change every so many minutes.
Well, the planning board may have put that stipulation on the approval, which might be what you're thinking of, Jane, because you certainly can do that, as you've done in other cases, but I don't know of any.
Because I know we brought up the one at New Car back when it was auto serve too, because it's very distracting there. But, all right.
Which one?
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the movie theater screen. That's the one that you see that really hits you when you come off of 93.
I think at one I think at one time we had two ordinances regarding signs. So there were some that were grandfathered in. And so I think formerly AutoServe was grandfathered in one thing, and then Walgreens was another thing, because then there were other issues further down Route 3 heading towards Laconia. There was another sign, and everyone, and I think when has this changed? 2011, I think there were some changes made, but
Yeah, we adopted Concords, remember?
yeah, but right, but it's funny because Concord doesn't have animated or lighted up signs that light up. They don't have those in Concord, but yeah, that's fine. I mean, I just remember there was confusion because, okay, how do you enforce it? Because
No, I
you're going
know.
to tell this guy that he can't do it and this guy can,
Right.
and it's just because of when their signs
Yeah.
were put in.
All right. Anything else?
Somebody brought up the lights at the Masonic building.
Where's I don't know what the Masonic building is.
Yeah.
So, is that the Arc?
Is it it's the Arc also.
Yeah, the Arc.
That they installed
childcare
new lights and they're not downcast and
across
they're
from
shining.
Kettlehead.
With some residents that, I guess,
And
across the street.
So the property is across from Kettlehead that has the lights?
They
Just
put
not
new
clear.
lights and they're shining
The Masonic
at
Temple.
night. They don't
There's a
go-
Masonic home across from Kettlehead, is that what you're
So,
telling me?
Yeah.
half the
next to the
half the
church.
building is the Arc childcare,
Oh,
and the other half of
I
it
thought you
is
meant
the-
an arc.
No,
No, the arc is down,
Sorry.
is down below.
There's two homes, if you will, two businesses. One's the Arc Childcare Center,
Okay.
and the other is the Masonic Temple.
Hmm.
I don't know what the
And it's the
real
Masonic
name.
Temple that changed their lights? Is that what you're saying?
well, they own the whole property.
And that the lights now shine like out.
Are they
into the
wall
street.
packs or are they pole?
I
Are they-
didn't
you don't know?
look
haven't
closely. I
seen
drove by and I
I'll have
did
to
see,
look tonight,
but
because I
that
haven't
was
seen
about it.
I can have Chuck take a
Yeah.
ride. The thing is, you don't see it except at night, right? It's hard to see.
Now the sunrise is 6 a.m. I know Chuck's here pretty early some days, but
Yeah.
not that early.
And who's complaining? Kettlehead?
There was, I think there were some neighbors, either, I don't think there's anybody next door. There was a neighbor,
So on
the
either side of
condo.
Kettlehead, there's on the left side. If you're coming from Route 3 going up, that's Deer Street. The left side, there's 8 condominiums in that building, and then to the right of Kettlehead, there's some residential. But I don't know the lights.
It would help if you do get someone contacts, if you would have them either fill out their complaint form and send it to us, then we can take action because we'll know exactly where it is.
So,
rather than-
well, I just bring it to your attention that it is the Masonic, and I drove by and they are.
Shining.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
That was all I've heard of. Everybody's
Yeah.
happy and.
Yeah.
You're right, yes, but summer hasn't started yet. So.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I'm not sure if it's planning board related, but who owns like the Sanborn Road police station property? Is that owned by the town?
The town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they own the whole section that was purchased from the Archdiocese. A very good deal with provisions. It should be used for certain things can be allowed there and other things can't, such as.
Like
Really,
residential
I
buildings.
think it's only
or-
municipal use, really. What can be?
Well,
Public use.
yeah, public use and that there can't be
Can't put a
sex
Taco Bell.
shops and things like that. in
Yeah,
there
yeah,
because,
no, that
or
makes
abortion
sense.
clinics or. That was it. They gave us a real good
But
deal.
there's half of it's still a cemetery that's owned by the Archdiocese still. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, they got the cemetery. You've seen the cemetery over there.
I've only
tucked
been
in.
down that way once, so I've seen the police station, but didn't really get far beyond it.
Anything else? Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks for all this fun stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks for all this fun stuff. read, does it?
You've never gotten a
I was hoping
fancy one
I'd
like
get,
that before.
a packet and I wouldn't have to read everything off the computer.
Broke the budget.
Well, yeah, some of
See, it didn't come out of budget. She found them. Because then I'd have to go, what?
the
Office supplies.
I'm on the budget.
Office